We go from South Africa now, we go to East Africa. So we go to Tonny. Is Tonny there? My guy, TMM. Holiday links. Okay, raise your hand so they can see you, Tonny. It's TMM. Okay, unmute yourself.
Unmute. There you go. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Good evening. Hope I'm loud and clear.
Yeah, we can hear you. Before you go, before you start, we would like to play a little video to introduce Kenya. And Joseph, please write your details so that people can get across to you. So, Tony, before you go, we share a video. Okay, unmute yourself. Okay. Good. Thank you. Go ahead and let us know.
I am trying to get hold of my. You have to me. I want to share a screen.
and for those that are coming, while we are doing this Zoom conference, we want to connect Africa and Africans. So feel free to ask for connections, for emails, please The whole concept of Wonders of Africa is to get Africans connecting with each other and promoting African destinations. So if you're on, ask for the TMM, share your details, charity, share your details so that people can get across to you. And the whole thing is to just make Africa one big domestic tourism operation.
Thank you.
Okay.
As I try to connect with my screen, I'd like to introduce in our presence the Kenya Tourism Board CEO. That's Betty Radiel. She's online. Karibu sana.
Okay, fine, Betty.
Yes. Charity is around.
Okay.
But I can't connect my. You have disabled me.
Okay, don't bother. We'll be adding the screens for you from here. So just start your presentation.
Okay, so welcome to Kenya.
Okay.
Welcome to Kenya. The challenge here is, how do you present 3 locations in Kenya when you have 120 plus locations? That's the biggest challenge. But the beauty is that we shall be 3 of us making that presentation as we go along. So, my first unit, if you can bring it on, but
yeah, they will bring it on for you.
Hold on. First unit is, let's go all the way to, we're going on straight to, next slide, down. My first 3 presentations are about Kenya, what to offer. Kenya and the few of us that has got. Kenya and what it can offer. We have a northern Kenya, slide number 4. We have shopping, we have wilderness safaris, we have the coastal beach, we have cities, highlands, lakes, forests. Ikechi, where do you start from? So I thought, let me start off with my personal top 3. One is the Massai Mara, and there's a video to go with it. Why? The world knows.
Keep talking.
The world knows the Massai Mara as a one-time destination. But let me tell you this: Massai Mara is an all-season. And just like the world takes a holiday in December, the wild take a holiday into Kenya with the migration. If you think Egypt, which I'll present later, has traffic jam, then you have not seen what the wilderness, the wildebeest can do. These animals track 800 kilometers to come to Kenya in the Massai Mara region. There are over 500,000. Please tell me why you have 500,000 traffic jams in Kenya, in the world. 1.4 million, 1.5 million wildebeest, 200 zebras, 400 gazelles, all crossing into Kenya. It's a sight to behold. And the beauty is, during the crossing, they also give birth. The period to go is July to October, but the Massai Mara is full of wildlife. Yeah, full of wildlife. It's an all-year destination. When you come to Kenya, you just don't need to go to Massai Mara. The slide before. You catch the slide before? Yes, you don't need to go to Massai Mara straight. We have a lot of excursions and trips as you head to Massai Mara. So Massai Mara becomes the climax. So today I only speak about the climax, and that's the Massai Mara. In terms of accommodation, it's all varied from 5-star lodges to 1-star camps. So what varies to go and see this experience is just the pocket. We can make it, we are able to make tales for anybody coming to the Massai Mara. It is well promoted in Africa, and the reason why I bring it here is because it is not well promoted in Africa. You need to come, you need to book, come and see this experience, and forever it will be in your minds. Shortly, a video.
Yeah, keep talking while we are seeing the video. Tell us,
that's one, yes.
Why is Massai Mara so unique? What makes it different from other national parks?
Because we have, just over and above the migration, all other animals. The big 5 are on site, very easy access. The land is expanse. We have culture integrated in the Massai Mara. Over and above the wildlife, you can go and visit the cultural homes. You can do CSR activities, yeah, and the cuisine offer is all beholding. International, you have experiences like what you're seeing. How about cheetahs coming to your farm? What do you do? If you're able to experience that, where else do you want to go? How about you look for a black rhino? Like I always say, I have been there over 10 times. And the one reason I always go back is to see if I can find a black rhino making love. Lions you have seen, the rest you have seen, but a black rhino, never. So it has got these experiences that you cannot do away. We have rhinos are in there, plenty of zebras, wildebeests. Yeah, it's a wildebeest destination, and more and much more in terms of accommodation from, like I mentioned, 5-star international products are there to local 4-stars, and they offer you a great cuisine. Mara itself has got what we refer to as a Mara triangle, where we have various hills and observation points that you can see. Still in the Mara, you can see wildlife from the air. We have balloon safaris in the place, and access to Mara is very, very simple. We have 3 alternatives. One is a flight package that takes you to Massai Mara. Takes you less than 45 minutes from Nairobi to the Massai Mara, and before you get to your lodge, you're already on a game drive. Yeah, you can as well take a road safari. A road safari can take you through the Rift Valley into the Mara, very easy access. By lunchtime, you'll be assured of having a lunch in the Massai Mara, and thereafter immediately take off for your game drives. So this is a destination that you need to push for Africans to come and visit. This is one of my favorite locations, and indeed, I would like us to push that as a destination. My second destination is the Kenyan coast. The Kenyan coast has got 3 elements: the northern side and the southern side. The southern side for me stands out. Diani Beach in Kenya is a location never to. White sandy beaches. We have a lot of white sandy beaches. We have extravagant accommodation, and I call it extravagant because along the beach you find locations, you find lodges, and you find resorts, you find hotels. Along the same beach, you have a lot of things to do. You have golf for those who love golf. Along the same beach, you have access to Charlie Island, for example. You have over 200 meters of white sand beaches on low tide. So if you do the Mara and you want a place to relax, you have that to see. We have excursions. You can hold weddings, like the video, like the clip showed. You can do whale shark adventures, water skies, dolphin safaris, deep sea fishing. Yeah, and it's all easily accessed from the comfort of your location. While at the hotel or the resort, you can do snorkeling. You can learn snorkeling. Yeah, you can do air safaris to the Mara, to Amboseli. Yeah, if you are a good investor, there is real estate available in Diani, so you can as well go there. You can take car hires and drive as far as the north. You can go to the famous Fort Jesus. You can go on a city tour in Mombasa Island. There is plenty, and 90% of the lodges have a beachfront. So you can walk from one beach to the other. Diani, White Sandy Beaches, is another heavenly piece by Kenya. Now, thirdly, you must land in Nairobi. In assessing all those occasions, the landing point is Nairobi. And so you may land in Nairobi for a safari, or you may land in Nairobi as you transit to another destination. So there's no use of just staying at the airport. You can take 1 or 2 days in Nairobi. And what is there in Nairobi? Nairobi has a lot to offer. One, Next Nairobi is Nairobi National Park. So no matter how tight you are, a morning you can go to Nairobi National Park. And within the same area, you can go and see the giraffes and either share breakfast, that can be seen, or go to the Nairobi National Park, where within we have the elephant sanctuary, we have a safari walk, we have an orphanage, just within the morning, yeah? So that by the evening, you're able to go away. Over lunch, then you can go to one of our masterpieces outfits that is known across the world, and that is the carnival. The carnival offers you an extravaganza, what we call nyama choma. For those who don't know, nyama choma is a meat cuisine that we offer here, yeah, where you can indulge in all sorts of meat. And I will talk a bit about meat. I don't talk about domesticated meat. There's a chance that you can also experience some wild game that carnival has to offer, yeah, and is also it's eating as much as you want. At carnival, you can eat as much as you want, but I can assure you, none of you can finish a kilo of meat, including Ikachi. Yeah, no one can finish a kilo of meat. I have hosted Kenyans there. Actually, for this group, anybody who comes to Kenya, contact me and I'll host you at carnival, just to prove a point that you can't finish a kilo of meat. Yeah. And then what to do around Nairobi? If you have just one day, we have an array of shopping venues to go to. We have a city tour that you can take. Yeah. You can, if you have an overnight, you can experience Nairobi's nightlife. Nairobians like one thing, what I call bar hopping. So in an evening, you can meet Nairobians in all sorts of different. Just go to a pub, do 3 hours, move to the next pub, 2 hours. Before you know it, it's 5 in the morning. However, not now. Not now until COVID, until lockdown for Nairobi, which is currently we have a curfew between 10 and morning. That is in effect. But if it was opened, you can actually bar hop after dinner and end up in your hotel for breakfast. That's how varied we can offer an experience in Nairobi. So
yeah, I liked the fact that you brought up food. Everybody knows about nyama choma. We are meat-driven people, and carnival is the place to go. Eat meat until either you drop or the meat or the flag drops. But most times you lose. The house always wins. So Kenya is a magical experience, and you have chosen one of the take-homes, mementos, whatever anybody needs to remember about Kenya. You have to remember Massai Mara. It's an amazing place. The animals, the weather, the environment, and the trees that look like they came out of Lion King. And you go to the beach, Diani Beach, Mombasa neighborhood, one of the finest white beaches you ever see, repeatedly voted as the best beach resorts areas in Africa. And I think one of the best in the world. Kenya has a lot to offer, but Nairobi is still, Africa is the people. For me, I don't think Africa is the wildlife or the environment, is the people. And in Nairobi, there is life, not just life at night. If you are in the city center in the afternoon, if you're from West Africa, sit somewhere and just watch Kenyans go for break, go to have tea, go for lunch, just sit somewhere. It's an experience. For a West African, our own community is different. So coming to East Africa, sitting there, watching Kenyans move is an experience you take home. But we are Nigerians who've eaten most of our animals. Ghanaians too, West Africans who've eaten a lot of our animals, and Kenyans haven't eaten theirs. So if you need to see large numbers of any animal, I think you should head to Massai Mara, July to October. Don't miss it. And Kenya is still magical. I love Kenya. I love the people, and Kenyans know that. So I want you to give us your destination outside Kenya. The one destination that you like outside Kenya. I know it's usually a difficult decision for most people in Africa. but we insisted you must give us one.
Okay, thank you. That's a very big challenge. How I reason about my best destination is how many times I get to go there. Daddy has taken me to South Africa. I love Sun International, but however, I'm a person of culture. I'm a person of history. So my best destination so far is Egypt. When you look back into history, the pharaohs and the leaders of the olden times really thought about a future on their country. And so you go to Egypt, you actually interact with the history of not only Egypt, but Africa in a whole. Egypt has a lot to offer, yeah? We have historical sites like the temples, the pyramids. You walk into one of those and you see, really, this is history. This is history being played out today and earning value for the Egyptians. Yeah, I've been to Kanarak temples. I've been to the mortuary temple. I've been to the Giza necropolis. Yeah, I've been to the caves within Egypt. I have interacted. Yeah, I've been to for me, the Egyptian museum. The Egyptian museum stands out completely. They have over 120,000 ancient Egyptian artifacts preserved from those days to these days, to current. And the beauty about it is that they're slowly creating another museum that will host double that. If that is not history, then I have no idea what it is. So Egypt stands out for me. Yeah, I have done there three trips, and I hope to do another one. We have cities of the dead. In Africa, we have cemeteries. You go to Egypt, you find a city of the dead, really cleaned up, standing out. Yeah, and it earns them revenue. Yeah, we have church caves that I went to at Zabalin. Oh, just history coming to play. Yeah, I have gone to Marsa Nazak. This is a water pool created by a metaphor that hit the earth. I don't believe it's true, but it is. There is a sunken city that exists. I just got afraid of going underwater. But when somebody went and brought me the pictures, I said, wow. So Egypt has a lot. Away from that, we have, I look at Egypt and I say, this is the world's biggest hooting nation. Everybody driving hoots, whether for anything or not anything. The traffic jam is a mess, but it moves. Even at rush hour, you still get around, yeah, because of the hooting. The shopping is amazing. From the high end to downtown, the low end, the value of cotton is great. Yeah. So Egypt for me stands out very well, and I hope my next visit will be to go and see the new museum that's coming up. Yeah. So that's my site. From there, I shall look for a place in West Africa.
yeah. No bother. Next time you come to Lagos, we'll take you to somewhere. There is a burial ground somewhere where 16 kings were buried from the 15th century in somewhere in Delta State near Warri. So when I went there, I thought I was in the Valley of Kings, but they use trees, not all those corridors of Ramses, which is one of my favorite pictures out of Egypt, with the Book of the Dead inscribed on the walls. Those wow. Egypt is the repository of all African wisdom. I actually think that the people who built Egypt of the old were the smartest people the world have ever seen. And human intelligence started going down until now, when it started coming up again. Some of the things you talked about Egypt are amazing. And to think these were done by Africans, and they were able to put water in places, and we still struggle to get water in Africa today. Something went wrong with us. And I like the fact that every African has to visit those pyramids. In choosing the 25 wonders of Africa, we chose the pyramids already Nobody's ever going to vote for it. It's been there for more than 4,000 years. It's the greatest thing the world have ever seen. So thank you, Tony. You took us around Kenya and you took us to Egypt. And so we had wildlife, we had the beach, we had city life, nightlife. You didn't tell us about the women anyway, but that's charity is on, so I don't want to say anything. so I know that almost everybody on should visit Kenya once in a lifetime. If you have never seen a safari in Kenya, if you have never been on a safari in Kenya, you have never been on a safari. It's the most famous, it's a collector's item. And my first visit to Kenya in 1998, I did Massai Mara, and I did Diani Beach. In one of the hotels, I was the first Nigerian to turn up in that place. So thank you.